If you tried every consequence or every reward chart for your kiddo with ADHD and nothing's working, there's a reason for that. And it's not you. It's because traditional discipline doesn't work for a brain that processes information the way that they do. So I'm going to show you why and what actually works.
Movement is great for getting energy out. A quick switch to whispering helps the brain focus, and choices reduce power struggles.
Here's what most parenting advice gets wrong. ADHD isn't a behavior disorder, it's a neurological difference. When you discipline ADHD in traditional methods and ways, you're essentially punishing them for having a brain that works differently. Their impulsivity, that's not defiance, that's their prefrontal cortex struggling with impulse control. The forgetting, that's working memory issues, not them ignoring you. I learned this the hard way as a special education teacher. I watched these kids get consequence after consequence, and their behavior got worse, not better, because punishment triggers their nervous system into fight or flight, which makes self-regulation impossible. So, what happens? You get stuck in this exhausting cycle. Behavior happens, you get a warning, behavior escalates, you punish, behavior gets even worse. Does that all sound familiar? So if punishment doesn't work, what does? Regulation strategies, that's what works. ADHD kids aren't choosing to misbehave. They're dysregulated. Their nervous system, it's overwhelmed, and they literally cannot access the part of their brain that controls behavior in that moment. Instead of asking, how do I make them stop? Ask, what do they need to regulate right now? So this really changed how I approached behavior in my classroom. Instead of sending kids to the principal's office or calling for help all the time, I taught them how to recognize when their body was getting dysregulated and gave them tools to bring themselves back. So heavy work, like pushing against a wall or carrying something heavy, sensory input like fidgets, movement breaks, even chewing gum. Co-regulation strategies where you stay calm so their nervous system can borrow your calm. They're not rewards, they're not letting them get away with it. They're meeting a neurological need so that they can behave. I know it feels backwards. We were raised with traditional discipline, but the truth of all of this is that you can't consequence your way out of a neurological system problem. The kids I saw make the biggest breakthroughs, their parents and teachers, they stopped fighting their ADHD and they started working with it. They built systems that set their kids up to succeed instead of constantly reacting to failure. This approach doesn't just help your kid, it saves you from burning out. I can tell you from experience, the stress of constantly battling behavior, it's not sustainable. I had 2 seizures at school this year because the stress was literally making me sick. We don't have a lot of support in school anymore to provide these supports for kids who need them the most. Your kid's behavior isn't personal, it's neurological. Once you understand that, it changes everything. If you're tired of discipline strategies that don't work and you want practical systems that help your kid regulate their behavior, follow me for more real talk parenting advice from someone who's been working in these trenches, supporting these kids, things that work. If you're not sure what your child's behavior actually means, I also made a quick tool. I call it the behavior decoder. It helps you figure out the why so you can respond right away.